Good day! Are we digitally ready? This is the question that teachers and learners are probably asking right now. With the advent of DepEd's Digital Rights program, the Open Educational Resources, or OER, was woven together and finally realized. This project prioritizes the necessity to enhance the digital literacy skills of every teacher and learner in the country. Our OER mission is to connect the disconnected. OER is indeed an innovative initiative with a lofty aim to get disconnected schools and last-mile schools connected through ICT even without an internet connection.
It is designed to cater to the need of these schools for interactivity, digitalization, and delivery of 21st century skills that will ensure that every learner is future ready. Join us in another training workshop and learn more about open educational resources, whose primary purpose is to provide support and assistance to learners and teachers in this rapid advancement of technology. Our goal is to build and strengthen the capabilities of public and private teachers, school heads, and supervisors by teaching you to create and design interactive, localized, and contextualized instructional materials for teaching using basic, advanced, and proficiency software and tools. Surely, this will be another exciting and engaging webinar training workshop. Together, let's all rise amidst this crisis. Para sa bata, para sa bayan, para sa guro. Sulong, ito kalidad!
Magandang araw, Sir Wilbur po, at your service. Narito ang ETUlay upang gabayan ka sa inyong pag-aaral upang lubos na maunawaan ang iba't ibang paksa o subject. Ang ETUlay ay isang free online tutorial class na pinangungunahan ng ICT's Educational Technology Unit sa pamumuno ni Undersecretary Elaine Del B. Pascua. Ang programang ito ay hindi lamang para sa mga bata, kundi ito rin ay magsisilbing gabay sa mga magulang at mga guro kung paano nila ituturo o gagabayan sa bawat asignatura ang kanilang mga anak o mga estudyante. Sa kasalukuyan, ang self-learning module mula sa rehiyon ng Calabarzon at kilala sa tawag na pivot ang ginagamit sa ating ETUlay online class. Kaya ano pang hinihintay ninyo? Ihanda na ang inyong mga ballpen o lapis, papel o kwaderno at samahan kaming itulay ang pagkatuto para sa bawat batang Pilipino. Sama-sama tayong magtutulungan para malampasan ang mga hamon sa panahong ito. Halina't matuto kasama ang inyong online tutor sa oras na ito.
Yes, hello, good afternoon po ulit mga kasama natin dito ng Grade 10 learners sa Matalino Friday para sa ating DepEd online tutorial, ETUlay. So muli po ako inyong tutor of Hill na makakasama nyo po para sa Grade 10 Mathematics. And of course, bago po tayo magsimula, wag po natin kalimutan na i-like at i-share po ang ating DepEd official Facebook pages para po siguradong mas marami pa po tayong makasamang mga learners na matututo po sabay-sabay dito sa ating ETUlay. Of course, ang DepEd Philippines, DepEd Edtech Unit, DepEd TV at DepEd Tayo. At huwag rin pong kalimutan na mag-subscribe sa ating official YouTube channel, ang DepEd TV Official, DepEd Philippines at Educational Technology Unit. At pakidamay nyo na rin po, palike at pa-share po ang aking personal page, ang Simply of Hill, ang Samal National High School Annex Official at DepEd TV 1 Bataan Production Team. So muli po ako yung tutor of Hill para po sa Mathematics 10. Ayun. So sana po lahat ng mga Grade 10 learners ay naka-ready na. At kung meron kayong calculator dahil medyo matataas na value na ang ating nakukompute ngayon para sa ating topic na permutations and combinations. So pwede rin naman gumamit tayo ng ating calculator. And bago ang lahat, batiin lang natin ng good afternoon watching from Etchagi National High School, Etchagi East District, from SDO Isabela, Grade 10 students, Ronwell, Saet, Anchola, magandang hapon. At binabati rin natin magandang araw si Sir Mark Edward Lugto, watching and listening from SDO Mabalacat City, Pampanga. Shane Belen, watching from Lalo National High School, Maine. At ganun din, SDO Cagayan. And Nanette Samson, watching from Dolores National High School, Magalang, Pampanga, SDO. And J. Ann Lumanlan, 10 Diligence, watching from PNHS. So sa lahat ng mga kasama nating grade 10 learners dyan, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. So we are in the quarter 3, week 6. Ang pinag-uusapan natin ngayon ay differentiating permutations from combinations and solving problems involving permutations and combinations. Kumbaga, ito na yung pinagsama nating topic for the first 4 weeks kung ano nga ba ang pagkakaiba ng permutation at combinations at paano nga ba natin malalaman ang pagkakaiba nito at kung paano rin natin isosolve ito kapag kasama na siya sa ating problem solving. Ayun. So, and of course, bago natin pasalamatan muna natin ang ginagamit nating module for this afternoon para sa ating ETUlay session, ang Junior High School Module Development Team ng Schools Division Office of Bataan. So, sila po, sa kanila po tayo ng hiram ng mga module na ginagamit natin for our DepEd online tutorial for grade 10 mathematics. Ayun po. So, maraming salamat po sa bumuo ng Junior High School Module Development Team from Schools Division's Office of Bataan. Okay. So ano po ba ang ating objectives or what are our objectives in quarter 3, week 6? So number 1 po is differentiate permutation from combination of n objects taken r at a time. So kailangan lang po nating malaman kung ano nga ba ang permutation at ano nga ba ang combination based sa mga context clues at based sa mga problems na ma-encounter natin this afternoon. And of course, to solve problems involving permutations and combinations. So kailangan din na ma-solve na natin dahil 'di ba nanggaling na tayo for 4 weeks ng ating combinations. 2 weeks tayo nag-permutation, 2 weeks din tayo nag-combinations. I know master na natin kung paano magso-solve ng word problems involving permutation and combinations kasi alam na natin yung mga context clues at alam na natin ang pagkakaiba ng permutation at combinations. Good afternoon, magandang hapon sa poging tutor daw. Good afternoon, Jester Pagkaliwagan, and happy belated birthday kahapon kay Tutor Jester, ang ating ETUlay Tutor of the Week last week. Ay, hindi pala, 2 weeks ago, no? Tama. And Maria Garcia, Maria Gracia, good afternoon, watching from Lalo National High School, Maine, SDO Cagayan. Magandang hapon. Tuloy po natin. So, mag-review lang muna tayo. So ano nga ba? The number of ways of selecting from a set when the order is not important. Okay. What do you call the number of ways of selecting from a set when the order is not important? Ayan. Ano po ba ang tawag natin dyan? Sa ating mga grade 10 learners, huwag natin kalimutan na sumagot sa ating comment section para naman malaman natin kung tama ang inyong mga kasagutan. So ano ba ang tamang sagot dyan? So sabi daw, when the order is not important. Okay. If your answer is combinations, you are correct. Di ba pinaliwanag natin last week that combinations, this is a possible ways of selecting an object or from a set wherein hindi natin tinitingnan yung order. Kung baga, hindi wala tayong masyado pakialam sa arrangement. For example, ng combination natin na pinaliwanag last week, halimbawa daw, mamimili lang tayo ng pupuntahang lugar. Tapos, let's say for example, mula sa 5 lugar, let's say Korea, Japan, Canada, USA, and let's say Thailand, mamimili ka ng 3 lugar na saan mo pupuntahan. Ngayon, wala naman sinabing order doon na kung paano ka pupunta. Ang sinabi lang, mamili ka ng 3 lugar mula doon sa 5 lugar na pagpipilian mo. So, ibig sabihin po, that is a combination. So kahit ano kasi pwede mong pagsamasamahin at walang order na susunod kung ano yung unang pupunta mo lugar o kung ano man yung dapat na kasama lamang doon sa pipiliin mo. So that is what you call combinations. That is the way of selecting from a set when order is not important. Okay, now let us continue. So review din tayo the different possible arrangements of objects in a circle. So from the word itself, circle, ito ay, ano kaya ang sagot? Ay mga tahimik yung mga grade 10 learners natin pero alam ko nanonood kayo ng tutok diyan. 'Yun. Medyo lang sabi lang nila, tutor wala kasing pagpipilian. Doon tayo yung mga tong estudyante tayo, pare tayo gano'n, naghahanap tayong pagpipilian 'yun. Pero hindi. alam ko naman you have the idea, hindi lang natin pa, kumbaga, nawo-worry tayo baka tama or baka mali. Ayun. Okay, so circular permutation daw, sabi ni Ma'am Nanette Samson. So let us check if Nanette Samson is correct. So tingnan din natin yung iba pa natin mga great and learners. Pero if your answer is circular permutation from the word itself, circle, that is correct. The possible arrangement of objects in a circle is what you call circular permutation. Very good. Okay, now let's have review question number 3. The formula used in solving distinguishable permutation. Ayan, sabi ni Jester, circular permutation po with the question mark. May mga bother na estudyante, no, tutor Jester. Yung kapag bawa, ano yung tamang sagot? Tapos, tatanungin din sa teacher, circular permutation po, sir. Ganun. Okay. So, ano kaya ang sagot sa ating number 3 question? Let us check ang ating question number 3. The formula used in solving distinguishable permutation is what? Sabi nila, sir, formula na po yan eh. Medyo, na po, mahirap na po. Hindi, okay lang naman na hindi ka gusto din ng formula. Pero kahit pa paano sana, we do have the idea with the formula. Kasi doon iikot ang ating mga solution. So, the formula for a distinguishable permutation is NPR or P, permutation of N taken R is equal to the N factorial all over P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial, or N factorial divided by P factorial, Q factorial times R factorial. So the product of all the distinguishable or the like terms, yung mga similar terms natin sa ating given na set of whether letters or objects or kung ano man quantity meron doon. Okay, now let us continue. Review question number 4. It refers to the permutation of N objects where some of them are alike. So, kanina pinawanag ko na, sabi ko meron daw parehas. Ano kaya ang kind of permutation ito? Yun. So, ano kaya ang kind of permutation ito, mga great and learners? Let us check. This is, okay, very good. This is distinguishable permutation because some of the objects are alike. Sabi ko nga kanina sa binigay na formula dun sa ating question number 3, kasi meron parehas or they are similar terms or letters or objects in the given set. That's why the formula or the permutation is a distinguishable permutation. And from the definition itself, this is the permutation of objects where some of them are alike. So that is distinguishable permutation. Now let us continue. Next question will be, states that if activity A can be done in n sub 1 ways, activity A, B, and C can be done simultaneously in n sub 1 times n sub 2 times n sub 3, so on and so forth ways. So what do you call that given? Good afternoon po, watching from Agadana National High School, SDO Isabela, Florante Melanie Taguba. Magandang hapon. Ayan, so let us continue po. What's the answer on this one, on the given? Good afternoon po, watching from Laon National High School, Main SDO Cagayan, si Abigail Fronda. Magandang hapon. So the answer is fundamental counting principle o yung tinatawag natin na n sub 1 or n ways, diba? Yung fundamental counting principle. Minumultiply natin siya base dun sa given na n sa activity ng A, B, at C. Now let's have another example. Good afternoon po, watching from DPVMSHS, Grayton Marcos, Princess Tominaga. Magandang hapon. So let's have another question. The formula for circular permutations. What is the formula for circular permutation? Okay, let us check. Natandaan ba ang ating mga formula para sa combination and permutation, mga great and learners natin dyan? Sana natandaan natin, So the formula for circular permutations is permutation is equal to the quantity n minus 1 factorial. So for example, the given value of our, the given number of quantity or people is 8. So for us to get the, and to be arranged in a circular table, for us to get the circular permutation, we just simply substitute the value of, or n is equal to 8, tapos magiging 8 minus 1 factorial, and that will become 7 factorial. Ira May Kison Fernandez, good afternoon. Okay, now let us continue. It refers to the different possible arrangements of a set of objects. It refers to the different possible arrangements of a set of objects. So what is your answer on this review question? Great and learners. Okay, great and learners. What is your answer on this review question? Okay, if your answer is permutation, that is correct. Different possible arrangement of objects. So there is an arrangement to be followed. Kanina kasi, di ba, order is not important. That's why it's called combination. Ngayon, there is an arrangement or there's an order of a set of objects that is so called permutation. So tama ang sagot ni Shane Belen. That is correct. Tama. At meron tayong sumagot na sa ating comment section. Let's have another question. Good afternoon po, watching from Talangan Integrated National High School, District of Nagcarlan, SDO Laguna, si Giselle Condino, magandang hapon. Sumagot na rin si Ira May Quezon Fernandez. Si Save Babadilla Salunga, permutation din, tama ang yung sagot. How about the formula for permutation of n objects taken R at a time? The formula for permutations of n objects taken R at a time. What's the answer on this one? Good afternoon, watching from Agadana National High School, Jasmine Shaira Guillermo, magandang hapon. Okay, susulat lamang yung mga sagot sa ating comment section if you have the answer. Alam ko na, great and learners, nahihirapan kayong mag-type no, ng inyong sagot kasi we're talking about formula. So may mga fraction kasi tayo ng konti. O sige, go. I-reveal na natin ang ating sagot para sa question na to. The formula is NPR or permutation of n taken R is equal to n factorial divided by the quantity n minus r factorial. Okay, ulitin natin na. That's n or permutation of n taken r is equal to n factorial divided by the quantity n minus r factorial. Good afternoon then from watching from Agadana National High School, si Hazer Seda. Let's have another question. The formula for combinations of n objects taken r at a time is, ayun, ang galing ni Seiba Badilla Salunga, nagawa niya ng paraan yung formula, oh. Yan, nagkulang lang ng slash. Pero that is correct, that is an effort. Maraming salamat. Very good. Okay, the formula for combinations is NCR. It should be NCR, great and learners. I-correct na natin, NCR, n taken R, or the combination of n taken R is equal to n factorial divided by r factorial times the quantity n minus r factorial. Since we're talking about combination on this review question, yung P na yun po, papalitan lang natin ng C. Good afternoon then, Jonathan Guzman. Okay, next, let us continue. The product of the positive integer n and all the positive integers less than n. What is that? The product of the positive integer n and all the positive integers less than n. What is that po? Okay, let us check. That is what you called n factorial. Yun. Good afternoon, Nicola Saga, watching from Dolores National High School, Magalang, Pampanga, STO, Pampanga, great and student, and John Mark Buco, Ryan Buco, Maidi de la Cruz are watching with you. Maraming salamat sa Buco family. Yes, that is n factorial. Okay, now, let us now check first if the given is needed order important or order not important. We write ON if order not important, and IN if order is, OI if that is, the order is important. On this given, parang pina-reveal ko na agad ang sagot, mga great and learners. Pero okay lang yan, tutuloy lang natin discussion. Sabi ni Ronwell Anchola, n factorial po yung sagot kanina. That is correct. Now, let us try to have this motivation. Study the situations given below. Write OI if in the arrangement order is important and ON if in the arrangement order is not important. In question number 1, I think the answer is already given on the monitor. That is ON. Choosing 3 questions to answer out of 5 questions in a test. Good afternoon, Cyrus Tayag. Bakit ON? Bakit order not important? Kasi di ba kapag sinabi natin na okay, sinabi ng teacher sa atin, sagutan nyo lang yung 3 tanong dyan sa 5 given. May sinabi ba si teacher na kailangan consecutive? Halimbawa 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5. Ang sabi lang ni teacher, sagutan nyo ang tanong, pumili kayo ng 3 tanong na sasagutan mula sa 5 given. So, ibig sabihin, order is not important dahil pwede nating rambulin yung mga tanong. Pwedeng yung 5, 3, and question number 5, question number 3, and question number 1 lang yung kuhanin natin. So, meron tayong kalayaan mamili as long as the only situation is we need to get 3 questions out of 5 questions in a test. So, that's why order on this given number 1 is not important. At kapag sinabi nating order is not important, we are referring with combination or permutation, mga grade 10 learners. Are we referring with combination or permutation? If order is not important, do we refer with combination or permutation? Yes, hello, good afternoon, Russell Manalo, Ana Mariel Vera Cruz, Aquino Jonel, magandang hapon din sa inyong lahat. Okay, so sabi daw natin, di ba, if order is not important, ito ba ay combination or permutation? Grade 10 learners, Nicole Antonio, good afternoon from Dolores National High School, Pampanga, STO, and Rix Barikawa, Agadana National High School. If order is not important, correct. Sabi ni Shane Belen, that is combination. Antoinette Agustin, that is combination. Very good. It is a combination because we're not talking about the order. Order is not important, so therefore, the given is a combination statement. Good afternoon, Maidi De La Cruz from Dolores National High School at Say Babadilla Salunga combination. Your answer is correct. Let us continue. Naibigay ko na naman yung sagot. Okay. Opening a combination lock. Ayun. Sabi dito, from the word itself, combination. Pero, sir, bakit ang sagot mo is OI? Order is important. Kasi di ba kapag naggagawa tayo ng ating ng combination lock, there will be a combination or of numbers. However, kapag nagamit na natin yung number, for example, we're talking about 1, 2, 3, let's say lahat yun is 1 to 0 to 9. So merong 4, let's say, na combination, let's say 4 combination of number padlock, di ba? Kapag nagamit na natin halimbawa yung 1 dun sa kabila, sa una, pwedeng magamit na rin natin yung hindi na natin pwedeng magamit yung 1 sa ating pangalawa. Pero this can be order not important din kasi may mga padlock din tayo, may mga combination lock din tayo na pwedeng pare-pares. For example, yung mga, let's say sa pin number natin or pin natin, 1111. So pare-pares siya na 4 na 1. So ibig sabihin hindi rin masyadong binigyan ng yung order arrangement doon. So basically, pwede rin siya maging order is not important. Pero as far as yung talagang padlock natin na nakikita natin sa reality, di ba? Order is important kasi nga sa katulad ng sinabi ko, may mga padlock na kapag nagamit na natin yung first number sa ating first given, sa pangalawa, hindi na natin siya pwedeng magamit kasi nga para sigurado natin na kumbaga mahirapan lalong mabuksan yung mga combination locks natin. Okay, batiin lang muna natin na John Michael Antonio Montoya, Sheena Kasumi, Ryan Buku, good afternoon, Cyrus Tayag, Samantha Leharde, and Antoinette Agustin. Magandang hapon. Okay, lahat sila from Dolores National High School, Magalang, Pampanga. Magandang hapon. Let us continue. Nasulat ko na naman pala yung sagot. Assigning seats to guests at a dinner. Ito ba ay, sabi ko, order is important or order not important? Sila Francine Angeles, Christian Napo, magandang hapon, Ira Joy Castro, and Mark Santos Magera, magandang hapon sa inyong lahat. Sa ating number 3 example, order is important. Katulad ng sinabi ko with combination lock, tamang pwede natin paupuin lahat ng guests dun sa lahat ng mga bangko inside the dining area or kung restaurant man yan. Pero kapag nagamit na, halimbawa ako yung first guest at nakaupo na ako dun sa first na chair, so syempre mula dun sa 10 guest halimbawa, meron ng 9 na lang yung mamimili para dun sa iba pang natitirang mga bangko. And that's why order also on this given is important. Kaya nga 'di ba assigning seats, nag-a-assign na tayo kasi kung orders will not be important, basically pwede magkagulo, baka mamaya pagpunta ng mga guests tapos magulat na lang tayo, mas marami pala yung dumating na guests kaysa sa dami ng upuan natin. That's why we need to have the proper arrangement, the proper order. So on this given example, order is important and this is a permutation example. Joanna Lynn Bondok, Mark Santos Mangera, Ira Joy Castro, and Gila Ann Kirby Serrano, and John Mark Buku. Mukhang magkakaklase itong mga grade 10 na ito. And maraming salamat sa inyong teacher sa inyong mathematics teacher na nag-promote ng ating ETUlay Grade 10 para masigurado na magkakasabay tayong nag-aaral ngayong hapon. Maraming maraming salamat sa Dolores National High School Magalang, Pampanga. Rainier Batak, hello, magandang hapon. So tuloy natin. Ayan, nasulat ko na naman pala yung yung sagot. At least, diba, ina-explain na lang natin para mas malinaw. So, number 4, sabi, drawing a set of 6 numbers in a lottery containing numbers 1 to 45. So, this one is number, order is not important, order is important. So, kapag loto, diba, order is, pwedeng not important kasi it can be a combination, pwede nating pero there is a order is important kapag yung talagang loto, yung lottery natin, 'di ba? Bakit naging important yung sa order? Pag halimbawa, 'di ba, nakuha na natin from 1 to 45, hindi na kasi pwedeng maulit yung number na yon. Kapag nabunot na yan, halimbawa si number 4, mula dun sa 1 to 45, hindi na natin mabubunot ulit yung number 4. So basically, order is also important kapag sa mga lottery natin, especially sa mga common lottery natin. Except lang kapag may mga given tayo na alam niyo yun, yung may mga, 'di ba, parang inuulit na pwedeng maulit yung number na sa ating yung mga, yun nga, like the lottery. Pero sa Pilipinas kasi, kapag sinabing lottery talaga, order is important basically dahil kapag nabunot na, let's say number 4 or number 5, hindi na siya pwedeng mabunot ulit. So that's why order or arrangement is important. Good afternoon, Jonathan Guzman and Mary Kate David. Magandang hapon. So let us continue. Ayan. So entering the PIN of your ATM. So same thing, order is important. Or order is not important in a way. Pero sa atin kasi mostly kapag pwede rin kasi maulit yung mga numbers. For example, katulad sinabi ko kaninang paliwanag, pwedeng ang PIN natin with our ATM is pare-pares lang ng number, say 8888. Pero most of the time, di ba, ang ginagawa na ngayon, hindi na pwedeng magkakaparehas din. Kailangan magkakaiba na para naman daw mas mahirapang mahulaan saka para makaiwas hack tayo or makaiwas scam tayo. That's why in our PIN with our ATM or sa mga lock nga natin, sa mga combination lock natin, order now is also important. And kapag ganun ang given, we are talking about permutation. Okay, so let us continue. Let us try to analyze and solve. So again, our topic is the combination or the merge topic of combination and permutation. And our objective is to identify whether the given problem is a permutation and a combination. Medyo maiksi lang tong oras natin, I understand. Pero you can have naman you can private message me kung sakali may mga tanong kayo, and at the same time you can have the replay naman sa ating mga sa ating YouTube channel or sa ating Facebook pages para sigurado ninyong mabalikan ninyo yung mga lessons natin, especially medyo komplikado talaga ang pagsosolve and pag-identify ng combination and ng permutation. Good afternoon, Emmanuel Maglalang, Mary Kate David, magandang hapon, and Eliza Angeline Siagan, magandang hapon. Mukhang isang section ng aking kausap ngayong hapon na ito. Thank you so much sa ating mga kasamang grade 10 learners from Dolores National High School, Magalang, Pampanga. Let's have example number 1. In a gathering, the host makes sure that each guest shakes hands with everyone else. If there are 25 guests, how many handshakes will be done? Again, in a gathering, the host makes sure that each guest shakes hands with everyone else. If there are 25 guests, how many handshakes will be done? So do not forget to use our steps in solving word problems. Number 1, we need to identify what is asked on the situation. Then second, we need to identify what are the given facts. Third one is to identify what is the equation to be used. And then next, we perform the indicated operation or we solve the given problem. And last but not the least is to give the final answer. Junel Aquinto, magandang hapon. So grade 10 learners, saan ba tayo lagi nagkakamali in terms of problem solving? Number 1, nagmamadali tayong mag-solve. The tip for us to solve the problem properly is basahin nating mabuti at intindihin at huwag tayong mahiyang gamitin yung ating mga basic steps in problem solving, yung binanggit ko kaninang 5. Bakit? Kasi kahit paano yung magkakaroon tayo ng guide, nasulat natin yung given, nasulat natin kung anong tanong, and from there, malalaman natin kung ano talagang appropriate na formula, with the given situation. Kasi minsan, solve lang tayo. Tapos, may mga tricky problems pa with mathematics, 'di ba? So kakasolve natin, nagiging careless tayo and turned out namamali yung ating file answer. Remember yung mga tanong natin sa elementary before, mga grade 10 learners, 'di ba? May mga tanong sa math na habang nag-a-analyze kayo ng ating question, may konting share lang ako. May tanong sa math, 'di ba, na halimbawa na merong 4 na kabayo at merong 3 aso, ilan ang paa ng baboy? So ganon, 'di ba? So from there, ang tanong kasi ilan ang paa ng baboy? Akala natin dahil na may 4 na kabayo saka may 3 aso, akala natin na ang sosolve agad yung paa ng kabayo saka ng aso. Nawala sa isip natin na what is as is yung paa lang ng baboy. And the answer should be 4 lang, di ba? So yun yung mga tinatawag nating tricky question. That's why it is important to solve the word problems using the steps in problem solving. Okay, now let us start. Identify first if the situation shows permutation or combination. Since order here is not important, sabi combination is the appropriate arrangement. Kasi nga, di ba, mag-shake hands lang sila. Wala namang sinabing kailangan mauna yung first line, kailangan sumunod yung second line. Ang sabi lang, kailangan makapag-shake hands sila sa bawat isa. And there are 25 guests on the given occasion or the given situation. So second, after identifying the what is asked, we identify the given. On the given, n is equal to 25 and r is equal to 2. Dahil may 2 tao na mag-shake hands and that is your r. At yung 2 tao na yun, hindi naman pinipili, hindi naman sinabing 2 lalaki, 2 babae, o dapat lalaki at babae lang. So there is no order or there is no order of arrangement. That's why we consider this given problem as combination. So for us to solve for the combination, again, the formula to be used is the combination of n taken r is equal to n factorial divided by the r factorial times the quantity n minus r factorial. Ayun, may sagot na agad si Chino Jaime Samonte. Thank you, Chino, for always standing by. Maraming salamat. And then after that, after we identify the equation to be used, we substitute the given to our formula. Sabi natin, after identifying the given, n is equal to 25, and r is equal to 2. Yung 2 mula doon sa 2 tao na mag-shake hands. At yung 25, ito ang kabuang bilang ng mga taong umattend sa party o sa okasyon na nabanggit natin kanina. So we substitute the given. We will have now the combination of n taken r is equal to 25 factorial divided by 2 factorial times the quantity 25 minus 2 factorial. Ayun, meron na naman akong typo. Great and learners, this is 2 factorial. So 25 factorial divided by 2 factorial times the quantity 25 minus 2 factorial. We are referring with the value of r. Okay, now let us continue. From there, we simplify the given equation. You will have now 25 factorial divided by 2 factorial times the quantity 25 minus 2 factorial. Magiging combination of n taken r is equal to 25 factorial divided by 2 factorial times 23 factorial. Ayun, good afternoon, watching from Dolores National High School, Magalang, Pampanga, si Patricia Javier. Magandang hapon. So na-simplify na natin. 23 factorial comes from 25 minus 2, kaya nakuha natin yung 23 factorial. And then yung 2 factorial, that is our given r. That's why we have 2 factorial. So let us continue. We just simply expand the given factorial notation. Combination of n taken r is equal now to 25 times 24 times 23 factorial. Nag-stop na tayo sa 23 factorial, great and learners, dahil may 23 factorial na nasa denominator natin. So ibig sabihin, automatic, that will be eliminated because 23 factorial divided by 23 factorial will be equivalent to 1. Okay, so minsan kasi sinusulat pa natin ang haba-haba, tapos di ba kina-cancel lang din naman natin. But again, we are not just simply canceling it. What we're dealing is we are using the division operation, kaya naman nakaka-cancel sila or they become equivalent to 1. Kaya parang imaginary lang si 1. Okay, so from there, you will have now 25 times 24, which is 600 divided by 2. And of course, we simply divide the given 600 divided by 2, that is 300 ways. So therefore, the combination of 25 taken 2 is 300 ways. So base dito sa final answer natin, 300 handshakes combinations will be done by the 25 guest participants of our given situation. Okay, so Chino Jaime Samonte is correct. And if you have any question, you can write your question on our comment section na dito sa ating DepEd online tutorial. Okay, now let us have example number 2. Analyze and solve. Example number 2. Find the number of different ways of placing 15 balls in a row given that 5 are red, 4 are green, 3 are yellow, 2 are blue, and 1 black. Okay, find the number of different ways of placing 15 balls in a row given that 5 are red, 4 are green, 3 are yellow, 2 are blue, and 1 black. So what do you think? What kind of possible arrangement is this? Is it a permutation or is it a combination? Okay. Check nga raw natin. Is the order important on this given or not? Important ba yung order o hindi po? Data learners. So if you think the order is important, that is correct. This one is an example of permutation. But aside from this one is an example of permutation, what did you notice about the given example with our given? There are some of the balls which are alike. Meron dyan mga similar balls. 4 are green, 5 are red, 3 are yellow, 2 are blue. So, ibig sabihin po, what we're going to use is a permutation, and this permutation is a distinguishable permutation. So, again, we need to identify whether the situation involves permutation or combination. So, since distinct objects are alike, so the situation shows distinguishable permutation, and what we're going to use is the formula. Permutation is equal to n factorial divided by p factorial times q factorial times r factorial. Okay, so on our given situation, there are how many distinct objects? Written learners. Balik ko lang yung problem How many distinct objects we have here? There are 4. 5 are red, so that's number 1. 4 are green, that's number 2. Number 2. Number 2. 3 are yellow. Yes, good afternoon, Cherry Bayas Bas. And number 4 is 2 are blue. And then, of course, 1 is black. So there are 4 distinct objects on the given example. So let us continue. So we identify the given and solve. N is equal to 15 because there are total of 15 balls on the given box to be drawn. Merong 15 bola na nasa loob ng ating box. At sabi daw, ano daw ba yung possible arrangement na makuha natin mula doon sa bola ay merong na naglalaman, ng red na 5, 4 na green, 3 yellow, 2 blue at 1 black. So how are we going to solve for that? We substitute the given to our formula. We will have now the solution. P or permutation is equal to n factorial divided by p factorial times q factorial times r factorial times s factorial. Kasi di ba yung given natin ay umabot tayo sa t. May t pa pala tayo, yung block natin But 1 factorial is 1 times 1 naman kasi bakayaw ni Kilong. Okay. Okay, so Rix Bakirua, ayan, Barikawa, ayan. So we have 4. So PQRS ang mapupunta sa ating formula. So we will have now substitute the given permutation is equal to 15 factorial divided by 5 factorial times 4 factorial times 3 factorial times 2 factorial times 1 factorial. Tutor of Hill, magkakasunod lang po ba yung 5, 4, 3, 2, 1? Hindi po Nagkataon lang na ang given natin is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But yung 5 nang galing sa ating given kanina na 5 are red. Yung 4 naman ang galing sa ating given na 4 are green. Yung 3 naman ang galing sa given natin na 3 are yellow, 2 are blue, and 1 is black. So, kung ang given natin na hindi 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, sinalagay na is 6, tapos may 8, may 7, yun ang ilalagay nating number sa ating formula. Yun ang ating substitute sa ating formula. Cesar Celestino Mangulab, great and good afternoon from Agadana National High School. Magandang hapon din. So, tuloy natin ang ating solution. Pakita natin solution. So, permutation is equal to 15 times 14 times 13. Dahil may 5 factorial na tayo sa ating denominator, we just simply end our numerator with 5 factorial as well. So, ano na natin yun what do you call this? Na eliminate na natin using our division operation. So, natitira na lang dyan is 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 8 times 7 times 6. Yung 3 times 2 times 1 natin is 6. So, may eliminate din ng 6 natin dyan. And then yung 2 times 4 natin is 8. So matatanggal din natin ang 8 dyan. So matitira na lang is 15 times 14 times 13 times 12 times 11 times 10 times 9 times 7. And the result will be 37,837,800 possible ways, 'di ba? Ang daming possible ways na magagawa kapag ang given natin is kailangan nating mag-draw ng ating ng bola mula sa ating box with the different distinct objects. Ayun. So kung may mga tanong tayo, great and learners, katulad ng sinabi ko, do not forget, do not hesitate to ask your question to our comment section. And of course, do not hesitate to PM me directly din, dahil kapag may mga time naman ay nakakasagot naman ang inyong tutor Abhil. And just to promote, wag natin kalimutan na magsama-sama every Friday dito lamang sa Matalino Friday. So para sa Mathematics 3, makakasama si Tutor Abhil from 2:20 to 3 p.m. And for Mathematics 10 naman, makakasama nyo ako every 3:40 to 4:20 p.m. So we still have more time naman. So advanced study lang tayo for our next week. Magbibigay lang ako ng pahapyaw sa magiging topic natin. We will be talking about intersection and union of events. So medyo mag-advanced study na tayo mga great and learners kung ano nga ba yung tinatawag nating intersection at union of events. But kung may mga tanong pa kayo, meron pa tayong time para sagutin yung mga tanong natin about combination and permutation. Pero take note of this just for the recap bago natin iwanan yung ating topic na to ngayong linggo. Ulitin natin na kapag sinabi nating permutation problems, ito yung mga word problems who basically consider an order or a proper arrangement. But if order is not important, what we're referring to is a combination word problem. So yun lang naman ang lagi natin tatandaan. Kapag mahalaga ang arrangement o ang order sa ating given word problem, ang gagamitin natin ay permutation. Pero kapag hindi mahalaga yung order, ang gagamitin natin ay combination. So take note of that, mga great and learners, kasi minsan talaga naman nakakalito kapag nabasa na natin yung word problem, sasabihin natin, permutation ba to o combination ba to? So tatandaan nyo lang lagi na kapag sinabi lang na okay, draw lang kayo dyan from the given, na walang susunod na arrangement, combination automatic yun. Pero katulad ng binigay natin na example, last example before we end this discussion, yung may mga distinct objects, okay, distinct siya. So that is a distinguishable permutation. So yun lang ang lagi nating tatandaan. And do not forget to use our steps in problem solving para siguradong hindi tayo maliligaw. So just for the recap, again, we identify what is us. Second is we need to identify what are the given. And then third is we need to check on the appropriate equation to be used. And then we solve for the given. And then we have the final answer. So again, maraming salamat sa lahat ng mga nakasama natin this afternoon. Do not forget to like and share our DepEd Facebook pages, ang DepEd Philippines, DepEd Edtech Unit, DepEd TV at DepEd Tayo, para naman siguradong updated ka sa lahat ng mga programs and activities na kagawa na edukasyon para sa ating lahat. And do not forget to subscribe and like and ring the bell para naman ma-notify din kayo sa lahat ng mga updates and information sa ating official YouTube channel, ang DepEd Philippines, DepEd TV Official, at of course ang Educational Technology Unit. At palambing na rin po, huwag po natin kalimutan na i-like at share ang aking personal page, ang Simple Abhil, ang Tamal National High School Annex Official, at ang DepEd TV 1 Bataan production team. So maraming salamat din Sir Mark Edward sa patuloy na pagtangkilik sa ating DepEd online tutorial at sa pag-promote na rin ng ating ETUlay program sa inyong mga students, Sir Mark Edward. So muli, ako po ang inyong tutor, Abhil. Maraming pong salamat. Huwag po tayong aalis. Standby lamang po dahil mamaya-maya lang po ay makakasama natin ang ating mga senior high school tutors at ALS tutors. Kita-kita po tayo ulit next week para sa ating Matalino Day Friday. Happy weekend, guys!
Sigurado ako na marami ka na namang natutuhan sa ating ETUlay tutorial session ngayong araw. Tandaan, ito ay hindi lamang para sa ating mga mag-aaral, kundi pati rin sa ating mga minamahal na guro at mga magulang na kaagapay natin para maituloy ang pagkatuto sa kabila ng nararanasang pandemya. Patuloy ding sumubaybay sa DepEd TV para sa mga araling ginawang video episodes. Mapapanood ito mula Lunes hanggang Sabado, alas 7 ng umaga hanggang alas 7 ng gabi sa inyong mga telebisyon. Abangan sa Lunes mula 1:00 ng tanghali ang iba pang aralin sa ating ETUlay free online tutorial session sa Science. I-like and subscribe at manatiling nakasubaybay sa ating ETUlay tutorial session sa DepEd Edtech Unit FB page at Educational Technology Unit channel sa YouTube at sa DepEd Tayo at DepEd Philippines social media accounts. Paalam!